Looks like Drake just suffered another major blow, because the very man he once introduced as his protector, J. Prince, seems to be distancing himself, too. Can you even wrap your head around this? For years, Drake carried himself like he was untouchable in Houston, bragging that J. Prince always had his back. But now, after Kendrick has made it brutally clear he's ready to drag this war even deeper, whispers in the streets are saying J. Prince wants nothing to do with Drake anymore. And that's a shocking turn, considering just how hard J. Prince used to ride for him. This is the same man who stepped in and cooled down Drake's beef with Kanye, shut NBA YoungBoy down when he threw shots, and even handled the situation back when Diddy slapped Drake years ago. J. Prince was always there, like a giant shield, fighting Drake's toughest battle behind closed doors. But here's the wild twist. While Drake's latest war with Kendrick has been shaking the culture, J. Prince has been completely silent. No statements, no plays, no moves. And that silence, it's deafening. Because if J. Prince was still standing in Drake's corner, there's no way he'd watch his golden boy get dragged this brutally in public. So, what changed? Why has J. Prince suddenly turned his back? Street talk says there are only two possible answers, and both are messy. Some insiders claim Drake might have double-crossed J. Prince. Others say J. Prince is choosing to stay quiet because Kendrick could be holding some dangerous receipts that could blow up far more than just Drake's reputation. And here's where things start to get darker. Word out of Houston suggests J. Prince may have his own skeletons to hide. Shady dealings, strange transactions, and whispers too risky for anyone to say on record. Some even point fingers at spots like Area 29, alleging shady moves went down there between J. Prince's circle and Drake's OVO crew. And if those whispers hold any truth, then this Drake versus Kendrick beef might only be scratching the surface of something way more dangerous. Let's not forget the dark cloud that's never really left J. Prince's name. For months, the streets haven't stopped whispering about his alleged ties to the tragic death of Migos rapper Takeoff back in 2022. And when Kendrick dropped his savage diss track, Euphoria, fans were convinced he slipped in a coded warning, like he was hinting that he knows the real truth about what happened that night in Houston. The internet lit up, convinced those bars were aimed straight at J. Prince and Drake. Now, before we go any further, let's make one thing clear. These are rumors, speculation, and pure street buzz coming straight from social media. But still, the million-dollar question remains. Did J. Prince really cut Drake off? And why has he gone completely ghost when he used to step in to squash every single beef Drake ever faced? That silence is suspicious, and the streets want answers. So let's take it back for the people who don't know the full history. Because J. Prince isn't just some random executive in the industry, his legacy runs deep. Back in the 1980s, J. Prince was one of the most powerful figures in Houston, moving with a crew that basically had the city on lock. But as the heat around him turned up, he made a calculated move and flipped his script. In 1987, he founded Rap-A-Lot Records, a label that would help shape Southern hip-hop forever. This was the same label that gave the world the legendary Ghetto Boys, Scarface, Willie D, and Bushwick Bill, dropping classics like Mind Playing Tricks on Me. But it didn't stop there. Rap-A-Lot also helped launch talents like Devin the Dude, Do or Die, and plenty more. His influence stamped itself all over the foundation of Southern rap. And his legendary bond with UGK's Pimp C and Bun B made him a godfather figure in Texas, with his reach stretching straight into Drake's music. After all, Drake has never missed a chance to name-drop those legends in his songs. That's how deep the bond was, or maybe still is. But now, with J. Prince's silence ringing louder than any statement, the question is whether that bond has been permanently broken. Drake and Bun B's connection goes way back. Ever since Bun B jumped on So Far Gone in 2009, Drake never stopped showing him love. Bun B was one of the first Southern icons to give him that stamp, and Drake always makes sure to keep his name alive in the music. But here's a twist. Behind all those connections, the real chess master was always J. Prince. For decades, J. Prince wasn't just respected, he was feared. Some see him as the ultimate OG, while others say his empire was built through muscle, intimidation, and heavy-handed tactics. Either way, power followed him everywhere he went. Now, roll back to 2006, the year the whole game shifted. J. Prince's son, Jazz Prince, stumbles across a young Canadian rapper on MySpace. That kid was none other than Drake. Jazz instantly knew this wasn't just another rapper. This was a superstar in the making. Without wasting a second, he plugged Drake straight to his father J. Prince and also to Lil Wayne. At first, both Prince and Wayne weren't convinced. They didn't see the vision, but Jazz wouldn't let go. He even laced Drake with exclusive Wayne beats just to prove Drake could deliver. Slowly, the tide turned.
Cameraman, make sure you gotta get this man raised me in the game right here. You gotta get this man on camera real quick. Yeah, get the legendary Bun B on camera. My dog right here. Raised me up from a little puppy dog.
And Wayne finally gave in. From there, the story takes off like a rocket. Drake himself rapped about it on Look What You've Done. Then Wayne calls up my phone. Conversation wasn't that long. He gets me a flight to Houston in the morning. Oh, it's my time. Yeah, it's on. That was a spark. By 2007, J. Prince made it official, locking Drake into Aspire Music Group, a label tied to Jazz Prince and Lil Wayne's manager, Cortez Bryant. That deal opened the door straight into Young Money, and the rest is history. Many still argue today that without the Princes, there would be no Drake as we know him. That early cosign is exactly why Drake has always shouted out Houston like it's his second home. To him, Toronto raised him, but Houston crowned him. And for years, J. Prince made sure that loyalty wasn't one-sided. Anytime Drake's rap battle spun out of control, Prince was the one to pull the emergency brake. If J. Prince had enough, then Drake backed down, not out of fear, but out of respect for the man who put him on. The perfect example? Back in 2018, when the war with Pusha T was reaching boiling point, J. Prince stepped in and ended it cold. He warned that if it kept going, it could spiral into something bigger, something dangerous. And just like that, Drake dropped his weapons. That's the kind of power Prince held over him. A single word could stop a storm. Fast forward to 2021. And once again, J. Prince played the fixer when the Drake and Kanye war reached its boiling point. He was the one who pulled them together for that Larry Hoover benefit concert, trying to flip beef into brotherhood. Prince even bragged about it online, saying he met Kanye at Houston's Rothko Chapel and didn't let the fact that it was a sacred space stop him from handling business. And who could ever forget that bizarre clip? Kanye sitting stiff, reading off a hostage-style script about ending the feud with Drake, while J. Prince stood beside him like a don, making sure the mission got done. This is Ye and J. Prince. I'm making this video to address the ongoing back and forth between myself and Drake. Both me and Drake have taken shots at each other, and it's time to put it to rest. I'm asking Drake on December 7th to join me on stage in LA for the Larry Hoover event. I believe this concert will show the world how much more we can accomplish when we put pride aside. For one night, it looked like
ended the beef between Drake and Pusha.
I guess you could say
peace might actually be possible. But everybody knew deep down it was temporary. And sure enough, the truce collapsed. By 2022, on Circo Loco of his joint album with 21 Savage, Drake made it crystal clear when he rapped, "Link in with the whoops, I did a S** for J. Prince." Asterisk translation, squashing things with you wasn't his idea. It was Prince pulling the strings. And now, in 2025, the irony is wild. Kanye himself has jumped back into the chaos, siding with the opposition by hopping on the remix of Like That, the same Kendrick and Future track that set the whole industry on fire. So if J. Prince was once Drake's lifeline, the big question is, why isn't he saving him now? Jump back to May 2023. And once again, Prince was cleaning up Drake's mess. This time, it was NBA YoungBoy taking aim. On Rich's OPP, YoungBoy accused Drake of siding with Lil Durk and refusing to work with him. On F*** the Industry Part 2*, he didn't hold back. Talked to Drake cross FaceTime. He wasn't feeling me. Told me he F*** with Dake. Damn, that S** getting to me. Asterisk. YoungBoy made it clear, if Drake wasn't riding with him, then Drake was the enemy. That could have gone nuclear fast, but Prince slid in as a peacemaker again. He popped up in a photo with YoungBoy and Birdman, and even penned a long, father-like message straight to YoungBoy. As I said to you privately, I say to you publicly, Drake is my son. He rolled with me. Therefore, I think it's a good idea to take him off your enemy list. He reminded Youngboy that the FaceTime call he set up between him and Drake was meant to build bridges, not burn them. And then he dropped one of his motivational gems. 2 things we get every day is a chance and a choice. The choices we make determine our destination. That's how far Prince was willing to go, publicly defending Drake like family, making sure no one touched him in the streets. For years, it looked like nobody could touch Drake as long as Prince was around. But here's where the cracks started showing. Word on the street is that everything shifted after the tragic death of Takeoff in Houston back in November 2022. That night didn't just shake the industry. It supposedly changed the bond between Drake and the Princes. Rumors swirled that Jazz Prince, Jay's own son, was the one responsible for looking after Migos while they were in Houston. And ever since Takeoff's death, whispers haven't stopped. Was it really just a random accident, or was there something darker behind it? Now, remember, Drake had history with Migos. From chart-topping collabs to the Aubrey and the Free Migos tour in 2018, fans were waiting for him to say something. But when it happened, Drake stayed silent, quiet as a mouse, like he wanted no part of that conversation. And then Kendrick stepped in and lit the fuse with Euphoria. On that track, he spit, "His daddy killed. He wanna be Junior. They must have forgot the S** that they done. Dementia must run in his family. But let it get shaky. I'll park his son." Asterisk. At first, fans debated. Was he talking about Drake's real dad, Dennis, or throwing shade at Birdman? But now, the latest theory has taken over, that Kendrick was aiming straight at Jay Prince's own son. Jazz Prince's name started floating heavy in the whispers, with people hinting at his alleged ties to Takeoff's death. That's when Kendrick's subliminals hit like warning shots aimed directly at the Prince family. Basically, he was telling Jay Prince, back off this war, or I'll lay out everything. And the craziest part? It looks like the message landed. Because ever since, Jay Prince has been ghost. No statements, no defense, nothing. This is the same man who used to jump into Drake's battles without hesitation. Pusha T, Kanye, NBA Youngboy. You name it, Jay Prince always slid in to shield Drake. But now? Silence. When reporters tried pressing him about Kendrick's viral Not Like Us, he dodged like a pro, awkward smiles, quick exits, zero answers. Meanwhile, Jay Prince Jr. tried to play cleanup with a rambling response that sounded more confused than confident. Fans dragged him instantly, calling him lost and out of his depth. So now everybody's asking, where's the energy Jay Prince had back then? This is the biggest war of Drake's career, and the one man who always stood behind him is nowhere to be found. Some fans say Kendrick made it crystal clear, don't let it get shaky. I'll park your son. And just like that, Jay Prince vanished from the picture, leaving Drake stranded in the eye of the storm. The fallout is crazy. Social media is flooded with takes that Drake is officially on his own. One fan tweeted, "If Jay Prince won't ride for Drake, that tells me Kendrick hit a nerve deeper than we know." Another added, "Drake without Jay Prince looks vulnerable for the first time ever." And the timing couldn't be worse. Kendrick hasn't just taken over the charts with Euphoria and Not Like Us. He's taken over the culture. Every rapper, every influencer, even athletes are quoting his bars and clowning Drake. Without Jay Prince running interference, Drake looks like prey surrounded by wolves. Fans are even dissecting Drake's IG posts like it's code. That cryptic line, "Sometimes the people who build you are the same ones who tear you down," has people convinced is firing shots at Prince. Whether true or not, the speculation only makes it messier. Now insiders are whispering too. Some say Jay Prince's silence is strategy, that Kendrick's hints about Jazz Prince and Takeoff were too dangerous to play with. Others claim Jay Prince just doesn't want the smoke tied to Drake anymore because the whole situation feels toxic. Either way, the message is loud. The bond between Drake and Jay Prince isn't what it used to be. And without his shadow protector, Drake suddenly looks exposed. So here's the real question. Did Jay Prince abandon Drake out of fear of what Kendrick might reveal? Or is there an even bigger play happening behind the curtain that none of us see yet? Because one thing's clear. Kendrick's never looked stronger, and Drake's never looked as vulnerable. Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this shift might be bigger than anyone realizes. And of course, hit that like, share this video, and subscribe to Fame Drip for more wild celebrity drama.